Hi, so this is part 2 of the Money, Money, Money series. And just to recap, so P is for passive income, A is for assets, M is for mindset, E is for education, L is for leverage, and A is for action. So the first one I'm actually going to speak about is assets. So what is an asset? So I'm not really talking about it from an accounting point of view because I'm not an accountant. I'm just talking about it from a real life point of view. Basically, what is an asset and what is a liability? And my belief is that an asset is something that generates money from you. So, for example, things like your house and your car are not assets because they don't generate money for you. If you did Airbnb and you rented out rooms in your house, then your house would be an asset. If you were an Uber driver, then your car would be an asset. But if they cost you money, then they are liabilities. And I learned this from a very good book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. A link to it is on our blog, which is theprosperhub.blogspot.com, but it'll be in the notes underneath this video. And Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It's a really nice book, and it's about these two kids of about 10 years old. And the one child's father is a teacher, and he just has a nice job, and then he expects to get a nice pension. And the other kid, his father's an entrepreneur. And these two little kids, they go to both the fathers saying, how can they become rich? And well, they follow the entrepreneur's path, and it's really well worth reading. So I would recommend that book. Anyway, coming back to assets and liabilities. So things like a rental property as an asset, or writing a book, investments, shares, your knowledge. Your knowledge is a very great asset. A podcast, a song. Basically anything that will make money for you. And I've studied a lot of wealthy people and read their biographies, and broadly speaking, they all have the same message, which is work hard in a job and build to save money to build assets. And even I'm sure you've heard of Warren Buffett. He's one of the richest men in America. And I'll tell you what he did when he was a little boy. He was about 15 years old, and he bought a pinball machine, him and two friends. They bought a pinball machine, and they put it in a barber shop. And then when they got money from it, they went and they bought a few more pinball machines and put them in more shops in the same area. And then they saved up all their profits, and they landed up buying 40 acres of farmland with it, and he rented it out to farmers. And then that money he spent. So he didn't spend the money from the pinball machine. He reinvested that again and again, and then spent the income at the very end. So that's what an asset is. Now, it's very important that you work to create assets, and that you pay yourself first. Another really good book that describes this is called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And he says even if you've got credit card debt, you should always pay something to yourself. Like if you've got, like when you get a salary, like your tax generally comes off automatically, and then you should have a standing order paying yourself. And he goes into how you can divide your money into buckets, basically, and what the buckets are and what percentages to put in each bucket. And I think it's an excellent book to read just to get you going. So yeah, that's about assets, and I would recommend that you create as many of them as you can.